Hey, and Bash, 18th February 2019, and it just keeps on flowing. This is brand new. YouTube aids flat earth conspiracy theorists, research suggests. Study quizzed people at a flat earth conference and found most cited videos viewed on YouTube as a key influence. They were won over by these videos. So, essentially what they're saying is YouTube needs to be aware that they are aiding and abetting conspiracy theories. So, they get down to the bottom, very short read here, but the professor from Texas Tech says that there was a need for scientists and science advocates to produce their own YouTube videos that answered and debunked the claims of flat earthers and conspiracy theorists. The only tool we have to battle misinformation is to try and overwhelm it with better information. Not truth, just better information, she told the Association for the Advancement of Science this weekend. Okay, so here they go. Because they can't put out videos that debunk it. It's impossible, right? So this leads me down a little bit of a road here today, because I go looking around the usual YouTube sites, right, that do the space type stuff, and I come upon Secure Team 10, which basically just kind of follows the NASA narrative, you know, whether they know any better or not. But they happen to be talking about Roswell in their latest video, okay? And as soon as I click it, I see this little quote that they put up here. I can assure you that flying saucers, given that they exist, are not constructed by any power on Earth. President Harry S. Truman. He was president during Roswell, okay? This is very interesting. Any power on Earth. That's right, because they're in the Earth, they're beneath the Earth, and their knowledge is coming from the fallen ones. And these craft do exist. But I'm telling you, this is what they have in store, is to have these things all of a sudden show up over all kinds of cities and everything, and tell you that they're from outer space, okay? So that's that. And so These are fallen entities that are creating these. You need to understand that. And they're already amongst us. These are just hidden away. You wouldn't believe what exists under your feet. You literally wouldn't believe it. So, Secure Team is pushing something about Roswell in their latest video. And there's some guy confessing that he saw the flying saucer and he saw them taking aliens out of the flying saucer. Okay? So, Truman was president during that incident. Harry Truman's an interesting guy. He took over for Roosevelt when he died, right? Harry S. Truman, simple farm boy, nice fella. He was in office when they dropped the atomic bombs, okay, on August 6th and 9th, okay? You got to take all these things into consideration, but very interesting that, you know, they happened to drop these newly found weapons, right, on the 6th and the 9th of August. I just can't get over this stuff sometimes. But what I wanted to show you was Truman, when Israel became a nation, Truman recognized the state of Israel on that day, May 14th, 1948, 11 minutes after it declared itself a nation. Now, it's so deep in all this stuff and how it connects, I can't possibly lay it out in any real concise manner, but these are all interconnected because, you know, the Israeli recognition, the Roswell, the same year, 70 years ago, right? And now we have this Israeli moon Torah being launched, now they say on the 21st. Which would be the 22nd in Israel. That's when Bereshit will take off. This is just crazy, guys. I'm telling you. And this thing is supposed to land on the moon somewhere right around Passover, if you could believe that. But it's just all so insane. And of course, you know, you gotta dig into this stuff and understand, you know, who funded these things, who's behind this stuff. It's not that difficult to find out. I mean, this thing was almost fully funded by this mega billionaire, Maurice Kahn, I believe his name is. Okay, the 50th anniversary of the momentous Apollo launch. I mean, this is nuts, where they read the first 10 verses of Genesis. And this is the 50th year of Apollo 11. I mean, think about this stuff, you guys. It's absolutely insane. In the 70th year, it's like 70 years after Roswell, too, when Truman was in office, the first president to recognize Israel 11 minutes after they recognized themselves, right? So, I mean, you know, this all ties. It just does. And the fact that the moon, that this YouTube conspiracy theory article, they keep putting these out more and more and more, and they just can't get around it. They can't make videos that disprove anything. I could sit here all day and show you NASA's own videos that disprove what they tell us. So let's take a look at this one right here. This was this Orion that's supposed to go to Mars. And this is your flight coordinator, professional fella here. Listen to him.
As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. Naturally, we have to pass through this danger zone twice, once up and once back. But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation. Sensors aboard will record radiation levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. Levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
Isn't that interesting? They need to solve that problem before they can send people through that region of space. So, how'd they get here without dying? Just saying. I'm sick of this stuff, you know. Seek truth, and that is Jesus. He's the only truth, people. Peace and grace to y'all. Any fish.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God,